G-Fest is the largest kaiju convention in the world, with recent years seeing thousands of Godzilla fans gathering in Rosemont, Illinois to see panels, meet movie stars, watch films, and to buy plastic stuff. Last year's convention coincided with the 70th anniversary of the original Godzilla film, and the attendance at G-Fest was the highest it's ever been.
But I wasn't there. In fact, I've never been to a G-Fest before. I've always wanted to go, but this year I was especially disappointed that I wasn't able to attend. G-Fest is always held in
Rosemont,
and I live on the West Coast. So getting myself there is a little inconvenient most of the time. But next year I'm actually going to be here. And next year, if everything goes according to plan, will be my first G-Fest. In 2018, I started the podcast Giant Monster BS with my friend and co-host Matthew Fields. So for nearly 6 years, we've been reviewing giant monster movies from throughout the genre's history. We've reviewed every Mothra film, every Godzilla film, every Gamera, every official Kong film. We've reviewed both Pacific Rim movies. We've reviewed a number of the old non-Godzilla Toho kaiju movies like Rodan, Varan, Latitude Zero. On our podcast, we just wrapped up most of the major franchises like I mentioned before, Godzilla, Gamera, and we've ended our first season. And going into season 2, we're now starting to look at independent movies made after the Godzilla series had ended in 2004 and before it started back up in 2014. We're talking about some movies like Monster X Strikes Back, Attack the G8 Summit. We're talking about Death Kappa. We're going to be talking about Rego, King of the Sea Monsters. As of recording this, we just published our first episode for Season 2, The Calamari Wrestler, directed by Minoru Kawasaki. And the plan is right now to release 27 episodes in Season 2 before we move on to Season 3. Season 1 took us about 5.5 years to record. And even though it's shorter, we're planning on releasing Season 2 entirely within a year's time. So when I go to G-Fest next year, we'll actually be taking a break from the podcast. So despite being pretty involved online, I've actually never met any of the people that I've collaborated with outside of my co-host. I've gotten to meet and work with a lot of people who have done Godzilla-related content on the internet, like podcasts and streaming events like Kaiju Quarantine, but this is going to be the first time that I've actually met any of these people in person, despite knowing a lot of them for years and years. This is going to be the first in a series of 12 videos that I'm going to be making from now until G-Fest of next year, with the final vlog being me at G-Fest, if all goes well. The subject of each of these 12 vlogs is going to be different every episode. Sometimes I'll be going to events like the upcoming Godzilla Fest in San Francisco next month, and sometimes I'll just be talking about what I'm looking forward to most about going to G-Fest, like what I'd like to see, who I'd like to see, what I'd like to do when I get there. So I'll have a year's worth of vlogs documenting my road to G-Fest.